Okay, welcome back to another vintage video, again on Bazaar. And last weekend there was the NYSE Open 9, and the list in front of us is the highest placing dredge list in the event. This was run by Malfie, is their username on Melee, so you can look them up. They came in 12th place with this combo dredge build. So similar to other combo dredge builds that we've played in the past, you've got the Dread Return package, which is going to get you a Grizzle brand, and you can Grizzle brand down to Thassa's Oracle and Dread Return the Thoracle. Therapies, Missteps, and Griefs being your interaction, and Chalice of the Void. So can be tough on the draw, but you're a lot more explosive. Couple of Pox Walkers, so when you flash back a therapy off of a Narc, you get your Pox Walkers in, and they fuel the Dread Returns, and you've got Bridge from Belows as well to spit out a bunch of zombies, which can get your Grizzle Brands into play. Slight differences from what I've played in the past on this channel. There's a Dragonlord Kolaghan as another kill condition. So if you hit 3 Narcomoebas, say, you can then Dread Return the Dragonlord, make a bunch of zombie tokens off your bridges, and you'll have a bunch of hasty zombie tokens and a 6/5 in the sky. So that's just another way to kill on the same turn. Just 3 Dread Returns, which is fine. And then post-board, there's a few differences. There's 3 ley lines, which is fine. 4 vigors, which is normal. 4 sickening shoals, which I like. I like 4 shoals. A lot of lists are on 3 these days. Some mindbreak traps, I presume, to fight the POs and that sort of the combo stuff. And then there's a Caracas. I'm not sure why, but that's fine. Maybe Lavinia, because where we're a combo list, we're a bit more concerned about Lavinia, and if you're expecting a bit more Esper, then that's the thing. There's also, it bounces and attracts us so you can push through. So that also makes sense as well. But yeah, I found the Caracas interesting because I feel like at the moment there's not so many legendaries around that I'm concerned about. And as the combo version with the bridges, you're the dredge list that can most likely get around an Atraxa. And then you also don't need to attack because of your Grizzle Brand package, right? So then there's the Lavinia thing. Dredge famously can still kill through a Lavinia anyway, but maybe we were concerned about that. I think that's all the legends that I can think of at the moment. If it was me building this, I think I'd rather be on a strip mine, but this is the list that did well. Who are we to argue with good results, you know? So I think they went 5 and 2 on the day, which is phenomenal stuff. So let's head down to round 1 and play some combo dredge. Okay, then round 1 against I have top. We've got a Bazaar. Oh, this is quite a cool hand actually. We'll keep. I'm not sure what they play. I think they're usually like a combo deck. I've played them a lot recently, but nothing stayed in my mind. No Lurus. So the one thing with the combo dredge list though is that you don't have that interaction suite, that big interaction suite, right? So I'm probably going to say this of every opening hand we have today is I'd love to activate my Bazaar and find a Grief. Um, that's I don't think that's ever going to change. Is I just want to hit that interaction because the format's so proactive at the moment. With all of these PO decks going around, they can really find, like, if they've got their one soul guide, it's accessible quite quickly, sort of thing. So we'll see. Okay, opponents arrived again. No Lurus, so maybe mono white. Could be some dual shops. Could just be some big PO. Could be some prison shops. Could be a mirror. Oh, and we found the Grief as well. So I'll go with Thug. Shell Bridge, I presume. Thug Shell Bridge? No, Thug Bridge, right? The Vigors are posts. So Thug Bridge. And we will exile the Shambling Shell. We will get 2-2 for our troubles here if this resolves. Opponent kept 7. They got Force of Will, pitching Sink into Stupor. So that doesn't really... Well, no, that does, right? That just means they're dual shops. Okay, round to their turn 1 then. City of Traitors. Mox Pearl. Glaring Fleshraker. Well, okay then. So none of that. So, Fleshraker PO. We're going to dredge upkeep. We've got some Thugs. can't see anything. The sun's too bright, the cards are too small. So there's an Icarid there. Dredge the Thug again and miss. I'm going to discard the 2 Poxwalkers. I've got a Dredge Return in the bin. And then I get to draw step Dredge a Thug. And I need to hit exactly Therapy plus Narc, which is quite a lot to ask for. So we might just die next turn. We miss, so it's over to the opponent. Time Vault comes in. Got the key. Academy kills the city. They pay 1 so my bridges die. And they have a stock up with 1 floating. This opponent's deck's cool though. I mean, it's just dual shots with a Flesh Raker in it, right? But triple Icarid on the stack. So we need to go digging. Oh, I clicked on a Thug, not Stinkweed Imp. Didn't find anything bigger or better. So 2 Poxwalkers, triple Icarid, 1 Narcomoeba. There's a Grizzle Brand, I'm on 19, and a bunch of therapies. Okay, so let's do Dread Return, Thug Imp. And we'll bring back the Narc, and then I've got a few Griefs lying around here, so they can go as well. And this should be a kill from here, I expect. I'll eat one of my shells because I've got the Stinkweed Imp and the Thugs on a loop here, so Stinkweed Imp's going to come back. We will therapy you off of a Narcomoeba. I'll get 2 Poxwalkers and a bridge token. An opponent concedes the game. Nice. I think we were fortunate there. I'm going to bring in the Vigors, and I'm going to bring in the Sickening Shoal. Chalice, I think, is very good here. Missteps going to be cracked. 1 Grizzlebrand can go. 1 Dread Return can go. I'm going to drop a couple of Thugs. And then, how do we go from there? If I want to be able to kill their Flesh Rakers, but also interact with their permanents, or do I just have to ignore one part of that and just leave them with Flesh Rakers? The bridges are really bad, right, against them because of the Flesh Rakers. So maybe a bridge is a cut that I can make. Can I go down to 1 Thug? That'd leave me with 10 Dredges. Grief on the draw is also suspect, but like it's like my best card. Chalice on the draw also quite suspect. But if they're playing POs, it can still have late game, mid game text. Maybe just 2 shoals then. And we trim a little bit of everything. I don't like trimming this Grief though. I don't like trimming the Grief at all. Maybe I can go to 2 bridges, but then I'm really bad at Dread Returning. Let's just drop a Therapy, because Therapy only works if I've got a Graveyard. Which can be half the battle. Right, 2 Bazaars, a Vigor, and a Chalice. So I quite like this. I'll keep this hand. No Dredgers, but we've got, you know, interaction coming out the wazoo here. And there's also a thing where we can play their hate piece on 1, and we can let them have it for a moment, and then we can Chalice them and see if the Chalice gets a response. They've mulliganed to 5. They have a Mox Emerald. A Black Lotus, not in love. But that leaves them with only a few cards left, right? What's that? That's a One Ring. Gross. Okay. Turn 1 One Ring's very powerful. They don't find a land, though. So I'm going to lead it on Chalice, I presume. See if I can get Forcible out of them. That's a Grief, but I can't cast Grief this turn. That's not true. I can cast Grief, I just can't target them, right? So let's activate, see if we can find our Dredger. We can. So we'll go Powder Powder Thug. How do you lead? Do you lead Chalice or do you lead Hollow One? What do I care more about? I guess I care more about Chalice resolving. So let's play a Hollow One first. That gets the Force of Will, pitching a Mental Misstep. Now I'll play a Chalice of the Void. That just gets in. Opponent's going to draw some cards. I don't think I want to destroy the Mox Emerald, so I'm a bit concerned about things like Needle and Soul Guide Lantern. So I think I'm just going to let them have their land, because they're going to draw so many cards anyway, they're probably going to get back onto mana as it is. There's a Vexing Bauble. Okay, well, now I'll destroy your Mox. That's fine. And I can still go fairly big into this sort of thing. Like, the Bauble's always going to counter all of my spells, but I can still dredge a bunch and hit a Narcomoeba at some point. And then that will find me the ability to cast a Therapy. Maybe. That was not true. So I found an Ichorid. Yeah, I found an Ichorid. So that will get me into Poxwalkers and stuff next turn. Opponent's got a Ring on 3. They find a Springs, which gets them a Soul Guide Lantern. Brutal. They eat the Thug, and then they just nuke the yard. So I've got 33 cards to win with, but we weren't very good at finding... Good grief. Finding stuff last turn. So that was awful. No dredges there. That was 2 of my Narcs as well. I've only lost 3 of my 10 dredges. It's a Glaring Fleshraker. They don't appear to have a kill. They discard a Bolus of Citadel. I'm going to go over the top of this again. Continues to be no dredges there. And no dredges there. Opponent is only at 6. They need to kill us. I don't have the chills, though, to deal. I'm guaranteed an Ichorid next turn. They have another Fleshraker, which is the sort of thing where they can start yeeting Moxen into our Baubles and Chalices, and then killing us from there. Because each of these is worth 2 damage, right? And 2 mana. I now don't have access to Bridge from Belows. Yeah, this is so much damage. The Vexing Bauble goes. Pithing Needle comes in, and that's going to kill us. Okay, we might have already been dead, right? They've got 10 cards in hand and 3 mana to work with. But I didn't find a Dredger post Soul Guide, so I think we can go to the next one now. Because 1 Ichorid is not going to get through this wall. Do I want traps? I mean, I know I was struggling to come up with things to do last game. I don't think I want traps. Like, things to cut. I think I'd rather have the shoals to nuke the Fleshraker. I was on 11 dredges there, and I lost 3 of them, and I didn't hit any on, what, 8 cards or something? So it's, I think, unfortunate, but once they've hit that Soul Guide, we're definitely a dog. Another Bazaar on 7. We'll keep again. I don't know if they'll have ley lines, because they're so fast. They're mulligan to 6 this time. We get to activate. We find the grief, so I'll discard Bridge, Therapy, Shell. And I can grief you off of a Dread return, I presume. That gets through. So this is going to be like full stripping of the hand. So what, I can take Lotus top. So I'll take Black Lotus. Grief will then die. I will get a bridge token. Now I can therapy you and take your Sensei's top. And that'll leave you as, what was it? It was like Jet, Force, 2 lands. That went well. And then upkeep, we dredge off of the Shambling Shell. That will get the other Shambling Shell into the bin. We might find another Bazaar on the way through. Our opponent just has Mox Jet, Force of Will in hand, plus 1 mystery card. An Underground River, which is obviously just dope, right? That's super cool. So there's the Jet. And a Mana Vault. That was a cool draw for them. And they play out the Academy. So they've got Force of Will up. So it would be cool if we do hit a Bazaar off this activation, because then we can force them to use their Mana Vault, right? There might be an argument that I want to Noxious his Grief, but I'm not buying it. Okay, so we'll dredge a Shell. And we dredge a Stinkweed Imp. We didn't hit anything particularly grand there. Could just go and get a Chalice. Could get a Misstep. I could get a Vigor, actually. What would that look like? Discard, Powder, Shell, Stinkweed Imp. That's really good. What did I click on? Right, yeah, so Powder, Shell, Stinkweed Imp. My Narcomoeba is going to come into play. And I'm going to Therapy my Vigor. I'm going to Noxious my Vigor, sorry. And I feel like that's something that should get the Force of Will out of their hand, right? And I know that means I'm coming off of dredging for a turn. But we're going to tap them out, or we're going to... Yeah. Their Mana Vault's dead. They get to take a point of damage. They're holding an Underground Sea. Their Tolarian Academy's tapped for the turn. They play a sea. And now it's back to me. Oh, River, sorry, not sea. Now it's back to me, and I get to go Stinkweed Imp, Stinkweed Imp, dredge a Stinkweed Imp. Attack for 1. Let's Therapy you. Naming what? Fleshraker's the most obvious thing that they can't cast last turn. Oh, the game's ended. We've won. Magic Online's having a moment. Yeah, so that was Therapy you and then Dread Return a Grizzlebrand. And I've got the Thassa's Oracle lying around. I don't know if I've got the second Dread Return in the deck, so it might not actually be a lock this turn. But, you know. Yeah, I cut a Dread Return and then pitched one, so that was my only Dread Return. Hey ho, 1-0. Okay, then. Round 2, and we're up against CRK, the trophy leader. They're on the play. We've got a Powder hand. And a Mulligan. And a Powder. We haven't really got rid of anything useful. I played 2 Grizzlebrands. So maybe I just protect the hollow ones? No, that doesn't make sense. Maybe I just keep a bridge in. I don't think it matters in this spot. Everything's so redundant. Powder again. How many am I saving? 2. So we'll keep a Thug. And we'll keep a Grief, I imagine. So a few dredges have gone, so may as well keep those numbers high. And here we've got a no dredger 5, so we'll keep this. I think CRK is usually going to be on like a Fleshraker variant as well. That's an Ancient Tomb into a Patchwork Automaton, which can be annoying. But it looks like that's all they've got to start with. bridge from below on our side. Bunch more nonsense. So let's go Icarid Therapy Dread Return. Hiding the bridge, because then our opponent can't just play like a Stonecoil Serpent on 0 or something like that. We do want to get the bridge into the bin for the Icarid. So here's a Mana Vault. And a Sensei's top. So yeah, it's going to be that sort of similar thing again. Don't know if they're going to be on the blue. They take a look with the top. If they've got another top as well, then this patchwork gets really thick really quick. So we could be under pressure here, especially seeing as we missed on a Dredger. I think a nut high for us to draw this turn is genuinely just Dredger Bazaar off this upkeep activation, and then go from there. We're going to go upkeep though, because if we hit a rant like 2 Dredgers, we can eat one with the Icarid. Opponent looks, reorders, draws a card, finds the Saga, plays a Fleshraker. So they've got 1 top already. And they're going to come in for 3. I'm going to go over the top of this. I do find another Bazaar, but I don't find another Dredger. So again, hiding the bridge. Now I'm going to see if I can find a Grief. I cannot. So we'll pass. There's a very good chance we don't untap here. But if we do, we've just found the Stinkweed Imp. They've got 4 cards in hand. One of them's a Sensei's top, which is guaranteed a Luxgi. Because of the Fleshraker, they've got City of Traitors. They play a Sensei's top. I take a damage. Patchwork grows. They've got 2 cards left, but they're going to have a look at their top 3 as well. They have a Manifold Key, so they're going to be able to draw 2 cards and re-trigger that top again. And we're absolutely dead next turn now due to that Saga finding another top, right? So if we make it through this turn, our next turn will be our last one. So they draw Mox Jet. They replay the top. Patchwork's now 7-7. I'm at 13. They've got 1 card left. They can take another look with the top after that activation with the double draw. Opponent paying more costs. Not paying more costs. Paying off of tokens. That's an 8-8. They draw 2. So that's going to be at least a 9-9. Lodestone Golem kills us because the Patchwork's a 10-10 and we take 1 from the... well, 1 from the Lodestone and 1 from the spawn. So we're dead. Oh, we were dead already because Fleshraker can attack. Okay. A lot of Raker shops out there at the moment. Interesting stuff. I'm going to do what I did last time. Which was roughly this. I dropped a Dread Return. I dropped a Grizzlebrand. I dropped a Bridge. Is that right? That looks acceptable, right? I maintain my combo kills. I shave them slightly. I bring in a Vigor. I bring in Sickening Shoal. I reduce the bridge count just because they are quite weak against the Fleshraker. I wonder if I want a Mindbreak Trap though. Over like Sickening Shoals. Maybe we could try this instead. And just don't let Fleshraker come into play because I've got traps, griefs, and therapies. So this is the powder hand. One of our Grizzlebrands goes, or our Grizzlebrand goes. So this is very good. I'll keep this. I'm going to bottom a bridge. Because then I've just got like a nice beatdown plan with some interaction. No leyline on the other side of the table. So we'll play Bazaar, we'll activate Bazaar. I've got 2 easy discards. So here's the thing, right? I can Stinkweed and Icarid Grief, that's really easy. Then I've got food, I've got a Dredger, and I can pitch Vigor to Vigor and hold Noxious for Wasteland. Or I think they play 1 Strip Mine. But they might have mulliganed to 6. So that's one option, just discard the black cards, have 2 green spells. Or we can discard Stinkweed and Icarid, Force of Vigor, have Force of Vigor pitching Revival, and then dredge back up onto Grief next turn. I think I'd rather ignore Grief, cast the Hollow One, play around Strip Mine, and also be able to nuke their stuff. And if I want to, I can also pick up a Bazaar later if they don't strip me. That's going to be my idea. That's a Mishra's Workshop. That's a Mox Jet. Opponent has a 1 ring. Very good. I'm still gonna go upkeep, I think. Yeah. Treasure Stinkweed Imp. Treasure Shambling Shell. Get a Narcomoeba. Discard these 3. Icarid doesn't do anything, right? Well, it can Dread Return. I'll do that just in case I hit something good. And then we'll get the Stinkweed Imp. There's a Grave Troll, Poxwalkers. How big is a Grave Troll? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I could just Dread Return a Grave Troll and start bashing like that. It would be an 8/8. And I would have 3 tokens. Or I can save my Dread Return. Have I exiled the other one? No. I've lost a Grizzlebrand. I've lost both my Grizzlebrands, so Thassa's Oracle's dead. But I've got 32 cards, and I could just... I think Dragonlord Kolaghan next turn is better. Attack with the Icarid because it's going to die anyway. I get a bridge token, and then I'm just going to pass the turn. Although I'd get a Poxwalkers as well. So what? Hang on, what would I get? I'd get 6 power from bridge. I'd get 3 power from Pox. So that would be... Please help me. Jesus. That would be 9. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'd get a 7/7 Grave Troll. No, I think just the Icarids and what I've got in play is better. And I can just go and find a I can just go and find a Dragonlord next turn and go around them. Unless of course they play a Flesh Raker and a token. I haven't gone after their jet because I'm still interested in my revival being this Bazaar of Baghdad here. There's a Patchwork, that's fine. Patchwork is like the least scary thing they can do. Everything else I'm terrified of. So Soul Ring. Into a Nettlecyst. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Oh, another Workshop. And a Grim Monolith. 3 cards left over there. and another one ring. That's problematic. Getting underneath that again is really bad for us. I've only got 32 cards though. So even if I can't Dragonlord you, I might be able to just Thassa's Oracle you, right? Even through all of that. So Grave Troll, Golgari Thug, Scouting Stink with Grave Troll Thug. I get 2 Narcs. How many cards? I got 22. I'll get some Icarids as well because I might eat those for lunch in a moment. Grief can go. I can only get 11 deep, right? Which means I can't get onto Thassa's Oracle this turn. Now, 11's never going to be enough. Is there a way I can draw more cards? No, because my Grizzlebrands have gone. I took one out and I put one into exile off the powder. So I can just have another turn with Vigor on. Maybe that's the play. Therapy doesn't work. I can't see their hand because of the One Ring protection. Okay. Well, we'll send the Icarids. And cross our fingers, I guess. Our opponent draws 3 more cards. Like I can't win. So I could only got 5 cards deeper, and I can only get my Devotion 2/5. I win next turn, but that was the same as last game, right? Yeah, okay, right. My Graveyard's going to go over there for a moment, just whilst we watch our opponent do stuff. The Icarids die, I get some tokens. All very neat stuff. But it's just whether I can overcome what they're doing. I do have Vigor Green, plus a Noxious. And I can win next turn through another ring. Opponent draws 2. 6 cards. And they have a top. And they take a look with the top. So they might try and piece something together with Manifold Key here if they're missing. I'm not sure when to use this Vigor. I might just try and eat their top when they tap it. Do I go now? Kill your Nemesis, kill your top. Kill your Nemesis, kill your top. I know this kills my bridges, but I just don't think I care about that at this point. Kill your Nemesis, kill your top. And then do I want to give them a Nettle Cyst off of this card draw? I think so. Because Nettle Cyst is such low impact. Well, they might. If they can Nettle Cyst, Equip, and Manifold Key, then congratulations, I guess. But their top's dead. They didn't draw the card they wanted. They redeployed a Nettle Cyst. Their patchwork gets a little bit bigger. They have a 6/6. They play a Grafdigger's Cage, which kills my plan. So they have another One Ring. They have a Scrawling Crawler. And a City. Maybe I was a bit hasty then. I might just take a draw step. The Icarus can't do anything with the cage in play. If I take a draw step, I lose a point to the Scrawling Crawler. Do I care? No. I can't Therapy, I can't Dread Return. Maybe I should just dredge a green card in case I rip my final Vigor. I'm just going to take a draw. I'm not too fussed. That's a Therapy. Okay. And then I can slay with everything, I presume. Everything seems bad. So I can just send the nerds like this. You take 3 in the sky, guaranteed. You do something with my hollow one, I don't really care. How many bridges do I have? Oh, I've got 0 bridges. Okay, well, maybe just 3 in the sky is better. 3 in the sky gives them so much time, though. But anything less than that's really bad. Sandbag Cage. I didn't expect them to have the cage. I'll take another draw. Okay, so this went from acceptable to awful after my Vigor. What did I do with my Vigor? I killed their top, which I really like. But maybe it is a bit too aggro. They're back up to 7 now because they're One Ring. I've got 2 traps in my deck. Disruptor Flute eats my Bazaar. Do I want to just activate to try and get onto a trap quickly? I guess so. I take 2 off the Scrawling Crawler, but I just don't believe in that card at all. Like, it's going to deal me some damage, but so Flute comes in. It might name Vigor, it might name Bazaar. I've taken a few draw steps, so I've demonstrated to my opponent that I don't care about my Bazaars, right? There's something else going on for me, and that's the cage. So yeah, they name Force of Vigor, which is heads up and very good. And they play another Scrawling Crawler. There's 2 bridges there. They've got the Saga as well. Good grief, bro. Relax. So 2 bridges have been exiled. I sideboarded 1 out. and we played 4. To attack or not? I guess no, right? So my acreage don't do anything, but now I can just dredge to avoid the damage off of the guy. Dredge 3. If I attack with everything, then dredge 6. That puts me on to 3 cards in hand. Three cards in deck. Then I can... Opponent's at 13, taking 3. So I attack, you block hollow 1. Zombie, 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 zombie. I get him for 5. Or do I just need to hit them for 3 again? And chill out. But I like attacking with the zombies, because what if they block the scrolling crawler? So what happens if I leave 2 hollow ones at home? Let's attack with the zombies and the narcs. And then that's attacking for 13, which is lethal. And then 1 scrolling crawler gets in the way. 2 scrolling crawlers get in the way. So then I can activate now. Interesting. No, I want the hollow one in play. Opponent's turn. Opponent falls to 5. Saga ticks up. Opponent draws up to 8 cards in hand. Immediate Flesh Raker. And this is probably just 2 tops. We've seen so much deck, right? Any manifold key kills me with the patchwork. I'm not sure how I played this mid game. I'm not sure at all. Maybe I don't need to kill the top until they've got a Flesh Raker in play. Opponent's got infinite cards to work with. More mana than they possibly ever need. It's just about sequencing it through, right? But manifold key unblockable is already game. Grim Monolith. I need to die, otherwise they just die to my narcs. Or they just need to play another One Ring. Metal Cyst is fine. 2 cards left for them. Time Vault. Makes a token. 1 card in hand. Attacks their 2 creatures. I chump and I chump. Opponent plays a mana crypt and dies. Nice. And then we'll just untap, take our card, and fly for 3. In we go. That was a cool game. I don't know if they've got upkeep effects. They can make another token, put me down to 4. Flash, they can activate for 5 cards, and oh, that's... So wait, so hang on, can you kill me from there, right? So like, activate Saga, I go to 4 off Fleshraker. Activate One Ring, hit 3 Disruptor Flutes, I go to 1. Funny. So, how do we feel about my sideboarding? Good, bad, ugly? Yeah, all of them, I think. I can bring in the other Mindbreak Trap on the draw. And I'm going to drop one of the Griefs for that. The Chalice might be nonsense on the draw. Maybe that means I can have my other Dread return or something. But they just showed us Cage, so maybe I just want the Grief. I'm going to go with this. I'm not sure, but that was a sick game. I don't think I played it very well. I feel like my opponent had far too many outs to win in the last couple of turns for a game where I did so much, if you know what I mean. Like, I'm not sure what the line was, but I felt like it was difficult to navigate, and I don't like that. So here we've got a Bazaar, a Dredger, a Grief, and a Mindbreak Trap, and an Ichorid. We've got it all. It's about as good as it gets for us on the draw, sorry. The turn 1 interaction into Bazaar, Stinkweed, Ichorid. Probable Grief pitching Grizzlebrand, but I wouldn't mind keeping my Grizzlebrand. So Workshop. Patchwork's fine. Vexing Baubles. Awful. Okay. That's their second spell. That means that's their turn. So now we just got to dredge them dead normally, if you know what I mean. Turn 2, turn 2 Cage would be just the classic lock, you know, but not much we can do about that on the draw. Okay, opponent has a Scrawling Crawler. Love all that, love all that. City of Traitors. Time Vault, okay. Looks like we're dying quickly. Discards a Mox Emerald to get a token on the Patchwork, and binks us for 5. I'm going to go over the top of my Ichorid with Stinkweed Imp, discard Dredgers, I guess. I get some Narcs. I'll eat the Shambling Shell and dredge a Stinkweed Imp. I hit a Dread Return. So I can hit for 3. I've got a bridge already. Do I need to Dread Return though? Not really. If I attack and they eat my bridge, then I get a token. I think I want to attack though, because I'm interested in trading off the Crawler, because I just don't want them having the cards, right? Whilst it actively enables my game plan more, I don't want them to have the cards. So Ichorid dies, I get a bridge token. Scrolling Troll. That guy triggers, I get a Grave Troll. Got a bunch of therapies there. Opponent's on 3 cards in hand. And they come with both the clowns. I block and get 2 zombies. This might just be a 1 ring from the opponent, and that would be bad. There's another Scrawling Crawler. Okay. Plays a city. Oh no, it plays a workshop. Icarid. What do I think about Icarid? I'm going to go again. I'm going to go light on Shambling Shell, and then a Stinkweed because I have to. Discard Shambling Shell, discard Powder, discard Stinkweed Imp. Icarid will eat Grief. Draw step, I'll bring back my shell. I don't want to attack now, right? Because my bridges. I've still only got 1 bridge. Right, let's do some therapying off of the Narc to start. I know they've got the Bauble, but I get the Poxwalkers and the token. And I can therapy you off of Poxwalkers a few times and just get a really nice wide board before I get into combat. And then do I want a Dread Return as well? Dread Return a Grief off of Icarid Poxwalker's untapped zombie. Attack for 6, or do I just give them the option? I guess I give them the option, right? No, they've got to die next turn. I'll Dread Return a Narcomoeba. They can't activate. They've got 1 card in hand. Right, I'm going to go into combat now. Grief just gets countered, so I can't do that. Okay, cool. I'm done. Dredge a Thug. Hit another bridge. Do I want to Dredge a Stinkweed Imp? I think so. So, opponent drew 3 on their draw step, right, off of the 2 crawlers. They've got 6 mana here, which is a lot. They found themselves a 1 ring, which is annoying. They play another Patchwork. And an Ancient Tomb. And just the Patchwork comes in. Icarids happen. Eat a Grief. Eat a Grief. And I'll eat a Stinkweed Imp. I don't think I want to Dredge here. I'll just take my 2. Because I've not got many cards left. And then again, I'll offer the option. If they want to trade off some cards, they can. If they don't, they don't. My Icarids are going to die anyway. And I'm not too stressed about my bridges at this point. I don't think that's what the game's about. I suppose I do lose a bunch of zombies doing that, don't I? Maybe that was a bad attack. Never mind. Ichrid dies. Shambling Shell. Golgari Thug, Golgari Thug. Opponent's turn. There's going to be 2 triggers. I'm going to dredge 3 and then take 2 off the crawlers. Wait, they skipped a turn with Time Vault. Oh, because they're still under the ring. Okay. That was cute. They're still under... Yeah, they're still under the ring, aren't they? Then I will take 2. I draw a Serum Powder. Can they deck me here? Oh no, but they just get loads of turns, right? That was a nice Time Vault play. Just discard a card. Taking 4 is scary. So what? This is draw 2. That'll put me down to 5. Cards in hand, not life. Put me down to 7 life. And I'm dead to a Manifold Key. And they're going to draw a billion cards. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 because of the Time Vault, right? So I can't dredge at all, actually. I've just got to take my card draws. Because if I dredge 3 there, then I just die to their Time Vault turn. Oh, I was dead to a Manifold Key anyway because I got Time Vault. But I mean, I'm dead to the unblockable side of things. Opponent draws some cards, plays a City of Traitors. Another One Ring kills me. That's a Flesh Raker. May also kill me. And Manifold Key kills me 3 or 4 different ways. So GG's. That was a cool little set there. And they can kill me with just activate Manifold Key on Patchwork. They can kill me with their infinite turns. And their infinite turns are going to deck me. So that was cool. I enjoyed that a lot. Okay, round 3, Mayhem DJ. I'm not sure what they've been on recently. Maybe Breach stuff? Maybe some variety of Lurus? I'm genuinely not sure. I think it's going to be Combo E and Blue. Okay, so no Lurus. We mulligan. We keep. We bottom of Powder. I'm now starting to think actually maybe they're mono white. As a Chancellor, yeah. Okay. Mono white can be tough. And they've just got the Pearl. Just the Pearl on 7. Seems quite unfair. And they've got the Archon, so my Bazaar's tapped. Okay. Well, my Bazaar's tapped. So they have the Wasteland to go with it. No, just a White Plume. Okay. And they play the Plains. No waste. Nice, nice, nice. Obviously, a good clock from the opponent, but the Wasteland there just ends the game. The White Plume doesn't, you know? So we can go Bridge, Thug, Ichrid, I presume. I want my Ichrid to trigger. I want my Bridge to make me a 2/2. I need the Thug, yeah. Okay, so that's what That are my options. That is my options. And then I can grief them once I've dredged 4. I find another bridge. Nice. I didn't find another dredger though, so less nice. But I'm going to pitch a Cabal Therapy to this, I think. Yeah. Oh, they've got Chancellor. Okay, well, I'm an idiot. I forgot about the Chancellor. It was so long ago. Okay, so what do we take? We take like 8, 7. Now I regret pitching the dude, the therapy. So counters on the Archon. This is probably going to be an activation where we need to hit our Bazaar on the way through. Another Bazaar. So I don't have a Dredger in the bin. I take 7 here. I go to 11. The follow-up is just a Witch Enchanter face down. And that's that. Opponent gets to untap something. I get to activate my Bazaar of Baghdad. It's not very good. Archon untaps. Icrid eats grief. Thug dredges 4. Find a Narcomoeba. Say yes to Narcomoebas. Our opponent is dying next turn, I think. If I don't, right? So I take 9 this turn. Off of Trap plus Archon. So my Noxiouses are dead. I get 2 tokens. Seasoned Dungeoneer kills us because it can unblockable the White Plume. Oh no, because I've got a Narcomoeba in play. Holy hell. They trap me. I fall to 6. They have a Wasteland. Not ideal, but I don't think I mind. And they come with both. Can they deal direct damage post-combat? Do I just block the Archon and Noxious? So it'd be 8, 13. I would need to come up with something else. So, oh, but my lands are tapped, so that doesn't work. So then, what am I dredging next turn? I'm only dredging 3. So I can just block with token. Take 4. Untap, pick up Icrid. Dredge return Kolaghan. That would be 4 tokens, which is 10 damage. But I've also got a token in play, which is 12 damage. Is that right? So 6. Doesn't make a difference, right? Just block the Archon. I get some bridges. Oh, I can Noxious the Narc. There's the play. I go to 1. Noxious and Narcomoeba. Something untaps. Icrid eats a Grief. Dredge 3. Get 2 Narcomoebas. Busted. They could still have a plow here, couldn't they? I can only do one thing. So that will be Dread Return. Dragonlord Kolaghan off of my 3 creatures. I've got some triggers. My guys have haste. Plow kills us. No, it doesn't. I gain 6. The grind keeps going. Good grief. Opponent concedes. Nice. That was a tight one, that. Tight resources. I wish I'd come up with block Noxious before I blocked, you know? It would have made it a lot smarter on my part. So mono white, I'm going to want the shoals. I'm going to want the vigors. Do I want the traps on the draw as well? It sounds like a lot, doesn't it? I don't want the chalice. I'm going to cut a Grizzlebrand. I'm going to cut a bridge. I'm going to cut a range of thugs and a therapy. And then what? From there, where? I could just do the Dread Return again. Just because they do make our life difficult. And then maybe one more thug. Because I do need everything in. Now, I know this runs the risk of being low on dredges, but I think it's acceptable. The post-board games here are really tough. So sideboard is 4 Priest, 4 Leyline, and then like 3 or 4 Archon of Absolution. Like they're loaded up. It's insane how much they sideboard for us, considering game 1's not actually that bad for them, sort of thing. Yeah, we keep. Why am I pondering? So no Leyline, no Chancellor. That's good news. Mox Pearl is bad news. Witch Enchanter shocks it in, pretending they don't have a Containment Priest. So I'm going to play Bazaar, and I'm going to Grief off of this Therapy. The Grief off of this Therapy forces the Containment Priest. Now I can take a look at their hand. What else are you working with? Strip Mine's good to know about, but we'll just take their White Plume for now. Now I'm going to Sickening Shoal, pitching. I guess it's got to be the Shambling Shell things we know about Strip Mine, right? Dread Return things we know about Strip Mine. And now I can activate my Bazaar to find a bridge from below. I don't find one, but I do find a Noxious Revival. Cool. Opponent has 2 Chrome Moxes in hand and a Strip Mine. I've got a Noxious for my... Sorry if I played the whole game 1 with my sideboard, my Graveyard Tiny. They play the Strip. They Strip Mine me. And we Noxious a Bazaar of Baghdad. Untap. Don't draw, or don't dredge, and then just flip the cards over as fast as possible. Could be the name of the game. Hope they haven't top decked Containment Priest. They have not. Okay. I've got a bridge now. Opponent has 2 Chrome Boxes and a mystery card. Another Witch Enchanter tapped. I'm going to dredge until they tell me I can't. Didn't hit any Narcomoebas there. Didn't hit any Cabal Therapies there either. Opponent takes 1 from the mighty army we've assembled. But I did hit an Icarid that turn. So the clock's going to start increasing. I'm actually just going to pass priority. Okay. Because if I pass priority here, right, then if they flash in the Containment Priest, then I get to dredge again looking for my Narcomoebas. That was the idea. So let's dredge. We'll dredge 5. Still no therapies. I'm going to look again. So Stinkweed Imp. How many cards? I've got 17. Golgari Grave Troll. Let's therapy you off of a Narcomoeba. They clearly don't have Containment Priest, but I'm going to name Containment Priest. I think opponent's conceded, yeah. I still name Containment Priest here, because if they tried to get me to name something else, and then like knock out my Dread Returns or something, I don't think I had a second therapy. Oh, I did. Okay, fine. Yeah, the game's massively over. Their opener was decent with Containment Priest Strip Mine. Our opener was better with Kill Spell Noxious, right? So, and all that nonsense sequencing we did at the beginning was so that if I hit the bridge off of the Bazaar activation, I get my token. Cool. Next round. Okie dokie. Round 4. Flojo 82. Lurus sighted. Bazaar also sighted. That was close. I almost clicked Mulligan. Yeah, decent hand here. We're going to get to play 3 spells on turn 1 and discard a Dredger. And probably a Poxwalkers, I presume. +1. Depends on what opponent comes with, but they've got a 6-carder over there to start with. Undercity Sewer as well. Keeps on top. Plays a Mox Pearl. Plays a Mishra's Bauble. Takes a peek. Is it good? Please let me know. Okay then. So 3 cards in hand. 4 cards in hand. And they kept that. This one that they just drew, they kept. Oh, they know I'm drawing a Bazaar. How funny. So they can deduce that I've got 2 of them. So, I definitely want to discard Stinkweed Imp. I definitely want to discard Shambling Shell. I think I'm going to discard the Therapy as well. This allows me to play Chalice on 0. So I don't think that impacts them much. Oh, they're just F6. I'm going to pitch my Dread Return. So they're holding Psychic Frog, Treasure Cruise. Psychic Frog, Treasure Cruise. Do I care about any of these cards? I guess I just take the Cruise, right? Like, the Frogs are too slow here. I've got 2 Bazaars and a Poxwalker. They play an Underground Sea. They play a Psychic Frog. They've got 2 cards in hand. Their Frog can't block my Hollow One. Upkeep, I get to dredge a billion. Sure, they can draw a plow or whatever, but nobody cares. I just don't think they can do anything. Dredger Stinkweed Imp. Play Bazaar and run it back. Stinkweed Imp. Stinkweed Imp. Discard everything. I've got 25 cards in my deck. Let's see where we're at. And the Zero Narcomoebas. Therapy gets back 1 Poxwalker, 2 Poxwalker. Bridge. I presume that's enough. Therapy you. And the Psychic Frog doesn't do anything. I've got backup Dread Return. I've got backup Therapy. Oh, they discarded a Psychic Frog. Okay, so I'll name Sorted Plowshares. So that's the only castable card in the format here. Time Twister, sure. Let's Therapy you. Make some bridge tokens, and then we'll just get back the Kolaghan. They've got a 3/4. Therapy you again. I've got Grizzlebrand as well. So if I Kolaghan 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So Kolaghan's exactly 20. No, because I've got to sack one of the guys, haven't I? So let's get Grizzlebrand first then. And go that way around. Opponent concedes. Cool. Okay. Lurrus Control. A couple of Shoals just in case they've got Jailers. And then some Vigors in case they've got Needles. Maybe Chalice is acceptable if they've got Crypt. But no. So, a couple of Thugs. A Grizzlebrand. A Dread Return. And then maybe a Therapy. I think that's fine. I think that's acceptable. Okay, so a Shoal for Jailer and Priest, some Bridges, a Hollow one to dodge the hate with. They've got a basic Swamp into a Soul Guide Lantern. Okay, fine. And a Mishra's Bauble. And they take a look at my top card. As per, I would like a Grief. I would accept an Icarid. Activate Bazaar then. Finds Grief. Okay, how do you play? Bridge, Powder, Icarid. Bridge, Powder, Icarid. Cast Grief or cast Hollow one? I guess cast Hollow one. Hollow one's in. And I'm going to bridge pitching, Grief pitching the Icarid, I think. And then we get to take a look at their hand. Bowmaster, Crypt, Tab, Force of Will. I'll take your Crypt. And then hope that this trigger here... No, the trigger won't get it because they've got the tab in hand, right? Okay. The Tabernacle makes this awkward because it doesn't force them to use the Soul Guide. Oh, and they found the pearl as well for the bowman, so they can kill the bridge. Okay. So Icarid triggers and we pass priority. Oh, eat a grief. My guys die. Activate now or attack first. I think I want damage. That's a nice draw. So I want to force the Bowmaster to happen. Oh, I have. Nice. So let's activate Bazaar of Baghdad then. Let's discard Stinkweed Imp. It's going to be an Icarid in the bin. Shambling Shell. Bridge from below. Hide this Icarid, the second Icarid. I have the ability to rescue my dredgers. I get some tokens, but it doesn't really matter. For now. Anyway. You'll go. So that's like their good cards deployed now, right? They're still sitting on this thing. They don't pay for the army token because then you eat my bridges. Yeah. Bowmaster comes in. Or Bowmaster gets paid for, okay. They play the sea. And then Icarid's going to trigger. I'm going to eat my Shambling Shell, I think. My tokens will die, that's fine. I'm going to try and go to my draw step and pick up my Stinkweed Imp. They let me, okay. I hit a Narcomoeba and a Stinkweed Imp. I'm going to slay for 3. Can I activate? Holding Force of Will mystery card. Let's go to their turn then. Bowmaster happens. I think I want to kill the Bowmaster this turn. Wait, does the Bowmaster do anything? Not really. Let's activate on end step. So Stinkweed Imp. Stinkweed Imp. Discard some stuff. 2 Icarids is fine, and a Poxwalkers, yeah. Opponent might go after this now. I'll pass priority. Well, they're just going to let me do it. Got an Icarid. Got an Icarid. Narcomoeba dies. Draw step, I dredge a stinkweed imp. Narcomoebas go on the stack. We can therapy you, eating a Narcomoeba, because the Narc's going to die anyway. This is going to trigger a Poxwalker. We can name Force of Will with the therapy if it resolves. Opponent floats some mana. I'm not sure what that's about. Long goodbye on my other Narcomoeba. Yeah, bro. And they go to exile my yard. Let's rescue a Bazaar of Baghdad then. That gets the Force of Will out of hand. So we can kill the Bowmaster. And then now that's all gone. My Icarids are alive. They've got no cards in hand. They don't have Lurrus yet. And I've got a Dredger. Right? So in for 6. And I activate here because then they can't Bowmaster me next turn. My computer's playing up. I'm just going to activate now. My Icarids are dead. I've got a Stinkweed Imp. They've got 1 draw step. It's a Brainstorm. That's a pretty fucking good draw step. They find a Misty, they buy Lurrus. So then next turn they've got Soul Guide Lantern, so I need to come up with something threatening this turn with my 25 cards. Let's have a quick peek at Exile. 1 Dread Return. So I think I've got another one. 1 Poxwalker. So I think I've got another one. Come on then, Stinkweed Imp. Show us what you can do. Stinkweed Imp. Golgari Thug. Oh, I hit a therapy, so it's just cold. They're just cold. It's completely dead. I get a Narcomoeba. I'll eat Grief. I'll eat Shambling Shell. I'll dredge a Stinkweed Imp. I hit a Poxwalkers as well, so I'll therapy you. It's my Thassa's Oracle one, yeah. There's no reason to put Grizzlebrand into play because the other Dread Return's already gone. So I can just hit him for 6 and hit him for 6, right? No, I should put Grizzlebrand into play for their turn. So then if they play something, if they play something like a Yixid Jailer, for example, I can activate and come up with a plan of developing a Sickening Shoal. Although they've both gone and so have all 4 figures. How exceptionally fucked. So I've got a Grizzlebrand, right? That's what we just said. Do I just want to draw cards? 1 Vigor, 2 Vigor. Yeah. Yeah, we're fine, right? Got 11 cards in my deck. Powder. Shambling Shell. Bridge from Below. Force of Vigor. So Grafdigger's Cage resolves. We'll blow those 2 up. And then you'll die to my Ichorids. Nice, that was cool. I'm glad we put the Grizzlebrand into play after all. So the Ichorids are going to resolve last so that I can eat the things that die. And then our opponent's just dead to these 2 Ichorids at the end. There we go. That was a nice match as well. Cool league. Okie dokie. Final round of this league, which has been quite a great league, really. Major mistake is our opponent. We've got a Powder Hand, which loses both Grizzlebrand and Thoracle. Now we've got 2 hollow ones in the dream, so no Lurus. We're on the draw. Polluted Delta rules out Mono White. Polluted Delta, no Lurus. Oath of Druids? Inconclusive. Opponent's on 8 cards. I imagine they're holding a Mox if they've taken this line. Okay. Then they just go to discards. Are they on Reanimate? Khan the Great Creator, so Beseech Storm. 2 Bazaars. But I kind of need something to do. Is triple hollow one good enough? Or is double hollow one acceptable and I therapy 1 away? But it says blind therapy. I still think I want to trade 1 in for a dark ritual though, right? Let's go Stinkweed Imp, therapy, Stinkweed Imp. Cast a hollow one. If they force the hollow one, then I'm probably not under much pressure. And in the dark, what do I take? Just Beseech? Or Tinker? Or Dark Ritual? They clearly don't have a Mox in hand, so Beseech is less scary. So then Dark Ritual's the only threat, right? But what 0 would they have? Urza's Saga? Would get them to a Beseech? The only card I can come up with that I'm scared of is Dark Ritual. Let's cast a hollow one. But then it depends on when my opponent thinks they're going to kill, because they might have a Force of Will, but they're just not scared of the first hollow one. And if they force one of these, then am I scared of Dark Ritual? Like, what clock are they scared of? But then they discarded Khan, so they just... I'm so confused about the Khan discard. Right, how do we put this together? The therapy might see a Force of Will. So, they don't have a 0 in hand. Or it's unlikely that they have a 0 in hand. I assume 0s are safer in play in a Vexing Bauble, Void Mirror, Grief world. So Saga Ritual Beseech is scary. But they're just dead in 2 if I don't do anything. But I've got 2 Bazaars and 2 Stinkweed Imps, so I'm going to therapy you. I'm going to go for Dark Ritual. I think that's the best thing I can come up with. I think everything starts with Dark Ritual. Everything they can do that I'm scared of starts with Dark Ritual. They have Dark Ritual Tendrils, Force, Sensei's Top, Lorien, Manifold Key. Okay, no land. Cool. Okay. That went well. I wouldn't have ever pieced that hand together, if I'm honest with you. But they'll cycle Lorien, they'll get a C, and then they'll probably just play a top or a Manifold, I guess. Manifold, cool. But I've got 2 Bazaars. So more therapies are welcome. because then I can just pick them apart completely. So 2 Stinkweed Imps, 2 Narcomoebas. I hit a Dread Return on the way through there, I think. Yeah, I hit Dread Return. So Imp, Thug can go. 2 Narcs can come in. Grizzlebrand left, right? So I need to do everything pre-combat so I can find my Dragonlord. Grab a Stinkweed Imp back. Play a Bazaar. I'd like Therapy, please. Stinkweed Imp. Stinkweed Imp. I missed on Therapies, but I hit on Dragonlords, but they've got Force of Will in hand. So then if I Dread Return, I get 2 Poxwalkers, and I can Dread Return twice. And I've got some bridges, right? 2 bridges? Yeah, that should be plenty. So the Poxwalkers are going to do the Lord's work. And I can just push through the Force of Will. Dread Return Dragonlord. And then that should be game. Yeah, nice. That was a sick game as well. Oh, sorry, I didn't have my graveyard out again. They do a Citadel. Funny stuff. Cool. Alright, I'm going to consider these cards. That's 10 cards. Vigors kill their Leylines. Leylines lock out their graveyard from Yawgmoth Will lines. And Mindbreak Trap neuters their whole turn if they don't have protection. I like the Thugs to go. A couple of those. 1 Dread Return, 1 Grizzlebrand. I like the Chalice being in. I think I can drop a Bridge maybe. And I think I can drop a Therapy maybe. But that's only 6. Everything else I like having access to. I could consider dropping a single Noxious Revival. It's not great for the green count. And what would I be cutting? Just the 3 Leylines then, right? And then that's 7 and 7. Vigors and Traps. Or do I want to keep the Noxious and play 1 less Thug again? I think there's an argument for that. But I think we'll try trimming a Noxious to start with. I don't think I can come off for Leyline. And like whilst I know Yawgmoth Will's a restricted card, there's only 1 sort of thing. A lot of their lines will go through a Beseech line into Yawgmoth Will, into Beseechers, into Tendrils. So it's got slightly more text than it sounds like, but I just don't think I've got the space. Maybe on the play I can do that instead of the traps. I wonder if I don't know if there's a better name. Like off that Therapy, I think it has to be Dark Ritual, right? Because they didn't play any zeros. So yeah, I'm going to really struggle to come up with something better than Dark Ritual in that spot. Okay, then game 2. We're down to 6. We get a Powder hand. Hide the Vigor. Hide the Vigor or hide the Trap? Hide the Vigor, because if they leyline me, it's just so bad. Then we go to 5. This is something we haven't really done much today. We'll keep this, and we'll bottom Powder, I presume. Yeah. Opponent doesn't have the leyline. I do have the Trap. I also have the Hollow one, and I can get onto green with Vigor, right? So I feel good, but obviously they're a powerful deck with Force of Will backup, so... And they know all of my secrets. They have a Mox Jet. They have a Flutterstrand. And they pass. Right, 5 cards. Possible Ancestral. No Ancestral. I now have license to discard a Mindbreak Trap to hand size. So, Grizzlebrand Trap, Therapy. Cast a Hollow one. Opponent does not force. I do not care too much about their hand, I don't think. I will respond to all dark rituals with a vigor here, because that will kill their bargain. They get under city sewers. But I don't want to play... Oh no, I won't actually, because they can just ritual out a ley line, can't they? I didn't hit a dredger there, which is sad. There's an underground sea. Blue. Stock up. Yeah, not a fan of that. Not a fan of that, but can't fight it. I think here I think I have to take a draw step and protect the cards in my hand. Attack for 4, and then come up with something new. There's a Poxwalker. A Grief. I could just come off the Vigors and Grief them. I think I'm gonna. No Narcomoebas were found today. Not Narcomoebas, no Dredgers. No Bridges either. Let's go with Grief. Opponent forces. Pitching Fluster. Do I want to trade Hollow 1 for Beseech the Mirror? Or do I want to name Leyline of the Void? I really want to sacrifice it. If I name Leyline, but I've got a Hollow 1 for Leyline, right? No, I think I just pass. I'm scared of Beseech the Mirror here, but I don't think I can fuck around too much with the clock that I've got. It's not very good, but it is certainly something. There's a Pithing Needle. Okay, fine. So we're all in on Hollow 1. I would never have named Pithing Needle. I was naming Leyline before I named Needle. Needle, DT, okay. DT finds Chain, I guess. Ancestral. Cool. Hollow 1, 3 attacks. They've got 2 cards. That's it. That's all we've got to play with here. Let's hope their cards are bad. The One Ring is really fucking good. A Grief for next turn. I like that. I like that. Can't hurt them, so won't attack. Opponent's going to have 5 cards here, though, which is going to be a lot of mana to work with. I need to die here, actually, because their One Ring kills them. Oh no, they got Tinker. They play Sphinx. No, they play House. House finds Mana Vault. Mana Vault finds Top, so that's a lot of looks. But they're not flush for life points, right? They cast Stock Up from hand to change the top of the deck. And then they've got another look as well. But they might just be in the market for Tendrils at this point. Brainstorm will, off the top, will fix the top so they can play zeros and stuff for free. They now can't drill or beseech from the top rope. They can, Yawgmoth's Will. But Yawgmoth's Will isn't insane. But like Ritual Will from hand, and then finding a way to get this one ring back in seems really good. So they draw a card with top to look at a fresh one. The storm counter's just popped up. Storm count is 6, storm count is 7. Tendrils here kills me because then they can just go nuts with the citadel, right? Once they've gained all their life back. Or they can just kill me actually, right? 9. I think that was a dark ritual from the top. This and then 10, yeah. Nice. Good game. It's tendrils from hand. Or beseech. Okay. Yawgmoth's Will. Yawgmoth's Will kills because they've got Lotus Ritual, DT for tendrils. So that's a game. Okay, nice one. Go to game 3. I think I'm happy. Do I want ley lines? No. I think I'm just going to ignore the ley lines. I think it's good, but I don't think it's like lights out good sort of thing. Okay, so we powder. And we find this. This is cool. This is very disruptive if our grief resolves. We lost Troll and Misstep. No leyline opponent on 5. I'm going to grief pitching Grizzlebrand. That resolves. Opponent has Force of Will, Tinker, Brainstorm. Do I take Brainstorm or do I take... Oh, no, I think I take Tinker and then Therapy you, right? For Brainstorm. Take it all. And be down a bridge. Or I can just take the Brainstorm. And leave you with Force of Will. Yeah, I think that's better. 2 bridges. Therapy you. For Brainstorm. You're holding Academy C, Force of Will. And we can check again later if we want to with this other grief. They're holding an Academy and a Force of Will. Upkeep I'm going to activate. Try and find a Dredger. Do not find a Dredger. Let's cast a grief then, pitching the Dragonlord. We're off the Dread Return ideas. We're here for Icarids and tokens at this point. Show me what you're working with. You're working with Stock Up and Force of Will. Take your Stock Up. I get 2 more zombies, and I've got an Icarid. So I'm going to kill them quickly without dredging here. And they're so far from anything that they're on, like, top decks for Ancestral is going to be their main way into the game. They play an Academy and a Mox Emerald, so holding just Force of Will. We can go again on upkeep. Still not finding, but I don't think that's a problem. This Icarid triggers and it eats a Grief. I've got triple Icarid, and I find a Mind Break trap, so that's just wonderful. And they're dead on board. And even if they've got Tabernacle off the top here, I'm going to kill them in 2 with my Icarids. And we win the match. And we go 4-1 with Malfie's NYSE deck. So that was super fun. We had some really, really good games in there as well. The CRK one was especially close. They said to me in chat afterwards that they top decked that final One Ring in game 3, which I think was close to being the difference. And then, yeah, I really like the list. As I said at the beginning, I'm still unsure about this Caracas. I think I'd personally rather a strip mine, or if not a strip mine, then maybe you can just get the 4th ley line in there, or get the Mind Break trap in there. I don't know. But I'm sure the original pilot had a good reason for it, and that's absolutely fine. It's just not something that I'd ever consider or recently considered, sort of thing. Anyway, awesome deck, great result for the opponent as well. Top 16 at a pretty stacked NYSE. This was the deck. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you again soon.